Hello, good people. I'm back. Sorry, I was late. Hello, X2. Hello, Josh. Wow, so many people who love the HTML spec as much as I do. Welcome, welcome. You visited Andrew over the weekend. Wait, did you go to the Zig Day or did you just visit Andrew? And when I say Zig Day, I mean the Zig Day in Portland that he organized. House party. Okay. Cool. Hello, C3PO. How am I doing? Delightful. I mean, I'm implementing the HTML spec. Like, is there honestly any more positive feeling than this? I don't know. Amazing how community feelings power software. Yeah. You know, despite everything, I think that software is a very collaborative endeavor. And the fact that software engineers tend to not understand this is part of why they suck at it. Did you run into the thing where comments cannot contain dash dash? If I have, that has happened in the past because it's in the tokenizer that I've written a while ago. So I don't know. Let's see. Maybe nested comment is the problem. So let's see. Oh man, I haven't read this code in a long time. And I can't wait to rewrite this in with label switches, but I need fuzzing first, otherwise. Let's see. So we are in comment less than sign bang dash dash. Okay, let's see. So what you're suggesting, I think, means that we see anything else. Let's see. This is a nested comment parse error. Reconsume the comment in the comment end state. No. Where's the... Oh, I guess here we're looking for the second dash, basically. So we want to move to comment end. Can I go to references on this guy? Holy shit, I can. Okay. Okay, I'm honestly having trouble moving in this thing. Where the fuck is, like, we are in a comment, anything is fine. I guess it's comment. Comment. Anything else? Okay, there we go. We find a dash. So we switch to the so seeing a single dash makes us go to the comment and dash state. Comment and dash state. So we've seen one dash. If we see a second dash, we go to comment end. Otherwise, we go back to comment. Okay, so single dash is not enough to really convince us that it's time to end. Second dash, that is much more persuasive. So we get to comment end. And we expect to see the closing thing, a bang. So if you see the closing thing, what is it? Oh, if we see a closing diamond bracket, then we go back to comment. No, we return a comment, sorry. And we switch to data, switch to the data state, okay? We see a bang, we switch to comment and bang. If we see a third dash, then we ignore it. Oh, because it could be like extra dashes as prefix in a sense. Anything else, we go back to comment. Maybe I read it wrong, but so far this seems to be fine with a dash dash in comments. That said, I would need to, read the spec more precisely to know if I misunderstood something or not. In any case, there's plenty of delightful things in. Where did my mouse go? Oh no, wait. Why did my mouse disappear and then never come back? Fuck. Oh, there we go. It could be. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised, yeah. Okay, let's go implement data list. Oh, right. I read data list yesterday. So, okay. I feel like I'm going insane. It's either me or the authors of this fucking spec. So, for people who haven't been along for the full ride, here's how it works. Whenever you see an element, this section here tells you what it can be nested inside of, and the section here tells you what you can nest inside of it. Right now, we are expressing these nesting rules from top to bottom. So we scan the 3 root to leaves. And so we care about what can be nested inside of. So we are looking at this second thing. In theory, if you do it backwards, then you should be looking at this and everything should work out. Cannot guarantee this, I don't know. But I've been following this and so far it seems correct. The problem is that these people, they don't have a standardized, like the tokenizer was actually a decent experience. It tells you to do things that I don't want to do in my case, like modifying the input text to add and remove things from it. Which obviously I definitely do not want to do. And I don't know, I guess maybe it makes sense to do when you're a browser, but in my case, it's fine. But my point is, even though this is not perfect, this was very methodical. Everything was explained in the same exact manner everywhere. Instead, these nesting rules are like the Wild West. Everybody in every tag, whoever came up with that freaking element, they have the latitude to say things in whatever way they prefer. In most ways, and the way they explain things is never expressed in a way that would help you with the implementation at all. You have to figure it out for yourself. And then they also don't explain why things can be one way or another or whatnot. And then they give you examples, and the examples fucking suck all the time. So take a look at this. This says either phrasing content or 0 or more option and script supporting elements. So phrasing content, it's this. It's basically like elements that do text more or less. For example, you have like your usual guys like U, B, I, BR, images, like stuff that you can basically like quote unquote inline content. There's no div, for example. As you can see, there's no div. There should also be no P. P should not be allowed because P is a block thing. Like divs and Ps are like block level things. Well, technically they call them flow content, but that's the idea. Like if you want to use like markdown lingo, these are inlines. Phrasing content is inlines, and flow content is block level stuff, more or less. I actually think that flow is phrasing like inline and block level stuff. In any case, so this is fine. So you read this and what do you understand? That the way I understood this is, okay, so it's either random phrasing content, which by the way does not contain option. Option is not an element of it's not phrasing. So it's either that phrasing content or 0 or more option and scripting supporting elements. So the way I understand it is that I keep let's look at what are script supporting elements, script and template. So what I understand is if I see script and template, I don't know in which of the two cases I am. Also because script and template is here and script is also here. So if I see script and element, I don't know yet in which the two cases I'm in. So I keep consuming them. Then at some point I will see option or something else. And so depending on what I see, I decide then if it's going to be all options or all phrasing content. Now, here's the problem. That's how I understand it. But then we look at the examples. Let's look at the examples. The data list element represents a set of option elements that represent predefined options for other controls. In the rendering, the data list element represents nothing, and it, along its children, should be hidden. You don't render a data list. Makes sense, because if we look at here, so there's an input, the input takes in a list, and list takes in an ID, and we match it with this data list by ID. Okay, so this is fine. The data list element can be used in two ways. Oh, it can be used in two ways. So I'm gonna guess either this way or this way, right? In the simplest case, the data list element has just option element children. Oh, it has just option element children. Right, that makes total sense. So it's gonna be, this is this case, and then the other case is gonna be the phrasing content case. In the more elaborate case, the data list element can be given contents that are to be displayed for down level clients that don't support data lists. Huh? Let me reread this. In the more elaborate case, the data list element can be given contents that are to be displayed for down level clients. What's a down level client? That don't support data list. In this case, the option elements are provided inside a select element inside the data list element. So here, oh, okay, so yeah, this is the second case. So data list contains a label that says or select from the list, and then there is select. Right? Yes. So it contains a label and then a select. And the select contains the options that don't support data list. The data list element is hooked up to a input element using the list attribute on the input element. But each option element that is a descendant of the data list element that is not disabled and whose value is a string that isn't the empty string represents a suggestion. Each suggestion has a value and a label. I'm guessing, no, okay, so here's how it works then. If your browser doesn't understand data list, then it ignores it. And so it will see the option elements. I so do not get it. I so do not get what's going on here. I don't know. Should we even support this? You know, I'm tempted to say, the fuck is this stuff? Fuck it. But no, okay, in any case, so let's go implement this stupid rule. Okay, you get it? But what I don't understand is... Oh, No, I think I start to get it as well. So the idea is input will be shown as either nothing, maybe. Like, I don't know if it will be shown or not, but I guess the idea is that if the browser doesn't support data list, then it will show the select, basically. And this will become an input. Maybe, I don't know. Is to treat it as a div? Yes. Yes. Yeah, elements that don't have that are not recognized are like quote unquote ignored. Yes. That's usually the idea. But then I don't understand what's going on here. So now it's an input with an attribute that is not understood and a select that has the same name as animal. So in the form, I'm guessing that this guy takes precedence over this guy. So this guy doesn't get shown. I mean, I guess it's a backwards compatibility thing. So in any case, for our perspective, we care about this. Phrasing content or this option thing. So let's go implement that. Let's go implement data list. Okay, so how does it work? Var child idx starts from first child idx, while child idx is different than 0. We say const child equals nodes at child idx, and we say switch child dot kind. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So var state enum either phrasing or options. There we go. So let's see. So the complicated part is that it seems like data list is either just a list of options or some fallback thing that also contains a list of options. Yeah. And the inner options are extracted for the primary data list use case. Yeah. Man, that must be fun for browsers to implement. Okay, so we start with either, then we look at child kind. Actually, even before we do this, we need to switch our state. And this is going to be a delightful label switch. I can already smell it. So state is going to be either phrasing options. Okay. So if we are in either state and the child is text, what do we do if it's text? If it's text, that's forcing us to go into the phrasing state. Yeah, and we don't consume this child because we still need to actually no, never mind. You know what? In the case that it's text, then we switch and there's nothing we need to do on it. So we can continue the while loop again. Also, there we go. Okay, if it's text, it's that. If it's a element or the other guys, This is like the main case. There's also root, unreachable. There's also doc type, and that's an error. Actually, do we even have to say continue explicitly? I don't even think that we need to say this because you know what? Maybe the no fault true rule is actually not bad in this case. I'm gonna stick to it. Calm time unreachable. Let's go. Yeah, main location, child open. Okay. Um. So what if it's an element or an element void? Oh, there's also element self closing. Is it actually unreachable? I guess the question is, do we turn on these errors when there is some other error above or not? Yeah, it should be unreachable. Okay. So element void. What do we do in those cases? Grab the name. Grab the name, and with the name, we have to see if it's option, if it's a scripting thing, or if it's something else. State is options, and we continue. Otherwise, we need to check if it's in phrasing. Okay. Hello, Matt. But we're fucking something up here because we're not dealing with script and template accordingly. So does this guy have anything better than has for us? Oh, this is phrasing tags map. Yeah. Does it have something better than has? I need. Oh, there's get index. Get longest prefix. I guess I want get index. Hmm. So why do I want get index? Because I want to do this. I want to be able to do this. I want the key string. Don't. That's not my fault, Matt. I swear to God, I'm doing what I can. Well, no, I mean a little bit of the nesting is on me, but yeah, it is what it is. So we want the key. Here's why: because we want to be able to do this. If key equals script or key equals template. So what are we doing? We're abusing string internation, like interning. That's what we're doing. So if it's script or key or template, then we don't switch state. We still don't know what's gonna be, and we just continue. Or we can even do better. I guess we can flip this around, right? So this is not and not. There you go. No. There you go. So let's take a look again. We see if it matches with phrasing tags. If it does, and this is because both template and script are in here as well, and they are. So if it does, then we say, okay, if the script is template or key, wait a second, I think I did it wrong. No, I did it right. The key is not script, and the key is not template. Then okay, you know what? Please, chat. Matt, help me out with this. It's not allowed on slices. Oh, okay. I'll fix it in a moment. Okay, help me out with this. I need to remember the Morgan because I keep forgetting it, and I need to I need to have it handy on hand. So if it's A or B, that's not A and not B, right? That's the Morgan, right? Man, I want to learn this precisely. It's not A and wait, what? What's the emoji? Not B. You invert the conditions, the operator, and then the whole thing. Oh, that makes sense. Which in my case, the last whole thing meant moving what I was doing in one case, moving in the other branch. Okay, so this should be fine, right? Okay. I guess the PTR then. But you know what? Let me see Easy complain about this. Okay, A and B is not A or not B. Okay. And so wait, so A or B is not A and not B. Okay, so yeah, so the idea is this. Okay, the reason why I wasn't thinking about the outer knot is because the reason why I want to apply this transformation every single time is because I want to swap around um, the two branches. So yeah. Oh, not A or B becomes not A and not B. Okay, sounds good. With a rent? What do you mean? No, we're learning the Morgan. Right now we're learning the Morgan. Relearning it. To do. Rip. Diablo will never know the Morgan. Okay, so state is going to be freezing. Otherwise, we don't move state and we just continue to the next element because we don't know what's happening. Okay. Looking forward to Susie complain about this. Okay, so this is the either case. Phrasing case. We know that we're in phrasing mode. So what happens? We need to repeat this switch. Okay, what is this going to be? Child kind, unreachable, text. We're in phrasing and we see text. We're good. We continue. Also, I made this label, but in reality, I don't think there's anything for us to worry about. There's no point for us to worry about labeling. Declaration of child. The fuck? Okay. CH. Oh, there we go. What? Bro. Bro? Oh. Okay. Sorry, Nora. No, so Diablo, while you were enjoying ads, we were relearning the Morgan in order to flip around, you know, in order to turn a conjunction into, I don't know, I forget what these things, what these terms even are. In any case, to flip around conditions. So what were we saying? We are in phrasing mode. We see text, we continue, we're happy. We see doc type, we always complain about doc type every single time. We see element. Then for element, we don't, option is not allowed anymore. And it's a problem. But here's the interesting thing. Option is a problem, but it is also a tag that has special meaning in this context, which is kind of interesting for us because we might want to provide a dedicated error for this. Also, I think that I'm missing an else case above as well. So we see option, but we are in phrasing mode. What do we say? So we could just say invalid nesting. But I feel like it would be interesting for us to say something extra. HTML brain rot. XYZ script template. What? What's hello? Are you guys okay? I think, to be honest, this is making me wanna do this. Invalid nesting. it's making me want to have like an explanation, like reason. If key different than script. Can I file a bucket that this can do CSS? There's a lot of things that this thing can do. You know what's funny? Check this out. There's a CSS tokenizer, and there's also a CSS AST. It's just not wired in. Below. Oh, I'm gonna delete this part. It's just because I copy pasted it. But this is also not wrong. I'm deliberately trying to do pointer comparison between these strings. Can I file a bug that this can't run Doom in WASM? You know that somebody, have you seen the thing where somebody did even worse? They made Doom run in quote unquote TypeScript types. But the way they made it work is not by compiling Doom to TypeScript types. They have a WebAssembly interpreter running over TypeScript types, and then they run Doom inside of it. Originally, I think it took like a month to generate a frame, something like this. No worries. Yeah, they can. If it's an intern value. Let me show you what I'm doing here with the right branch. I have my name that I have the tag name that comes from the document. So this is not interned. So I grab it and then I do the comparison. I try to find it inside my my list of strings. But these guys are all deduplicated and interned. So once I find it in here, I grab the index, I grab the slice that corresponds to the interned string, and now I can do the pointer comparison. The fuck? Of course you want to do this. Okay, you decide what to do, but I think it seems good to have. In any case, I'm going to exploit it for as long as I can. Doom via x86 mode of instructions, I think that it would still be significantly more performant than the whole TypeScript thing. The whole TypeScript thing was insane. Oh, it does? Okay, so it is a thing. Every several minutes. Yeah, that is way better than the best that they got Doom to run on TypeScript types. So I really think that invalid nesting should have a reason. And so, for example, here the reason should say that data list is in phrasing mode. Maybe we should even have a link. And like we could put in here links that tell that like there should be also a link. and that way, if people want to learn more about this, they can do that. And like we literally do this. Although this should be data, like sorry, this should not be nested in here. This should be something more like I don't know. Like somewhere there should be like a decode for each element that contains this stuff. Yeah, but just adding the reason would be probably not a bad idea. Hmm. Let's go give reason to invalid nesting and let's go insane with that. Instead of URL, this should be more like an enum representing the element. Okay, let's do span and reason for now. We can look into it more at another point. So the idea is data list is in phrasing mode. Yeah. So main location. Name, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, we're in phrasing mode. We complain. If we see correct phrasing stuff, we do nothing because we're happy. Actually, instead of get index, we do has name. And if it has name, then we're happy. We do nothing. I guess it's more like if it does not have name, what do we do then? We complain. Invalid nesting, parent span, no reason. Okay, let's go above here where we are doing this, and then we need an else case. We just do invalid nesting. Okay. Finally, the last case, just options. What do we do then? Okay, we're in options mode. We see text. That is a problem. We don't want text. Invalid nesting, not reason. Data list is in options mode. Cool. Then doc type, we complain. See an element. If it's option, then we're happy. Oh, it has to be option or one of the other guys. If it's option, script, or template, we're happy. And this is more like else. And you know what? There's nothing we want to put in here. So it's De Morgan time. Let's go. Da, da, na, 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 na. It's like Sailor Moon transformation, but it's De Morgan. So not, and there we go. Invalid nesting parent span. Reason. Data list is in options mode. Okay, so with this, we should have implemented validation correctly. Okay, now we have to fix this guy. So what are completions? The idea is, if we see well, we need again to look at at which mode we are in. Depending on which mode we are in, we need to decide if we suggest only options, script, and template, or all of phrasing. And if it is empty, then we suggest option and all of phrasing. Well, I say empty, but I should say if it's in state either, according to our nomenclature. So we need to do this. Yeah, actually, let's start from here. So we need to do this. Do we do arena? Yeah, we're gonna need arena. Okay, so the first child. Let's copy. Let's copy either. Actually, maybe we can copy everything and then we adjust it accordingly. Okay, so this is to the end of the while loop. Okay, let's see. We are in either state. What do? We also need to break. Oh, but we can break normally. Okay, we see text, state phrasing, break. We see doc type. Yeah, that should be an error, but I guess in our case we ignore it, so we continue. Maybe we could kind of give up at that point, but I don't know. We'll see. We see an element. If it's option, state is options and then break. Otherwise, is it something in phrasing? If it's something in phrasing, state phrasing and then we break. Otherwise, if it is an error, we don't care in this case. We just continue. So we keep trying this. Expected statement found this. Is this how it should be? No, this is not correct, is it? This ends this. This ends the switch. Is this the switch? Oh, no, okay. So this is definitely like this. Okay, we are in phrasing mode. Dark type. Well, actually, you know what? The thing is, we don't care about any of these. We don't care about any of these cases because once we are in phrasing mode, we don't have anything else to do. Same with option modes. Okay, so at the end of the while loop, now have our state. So if it's options, it's just options. If it's phrasing, it's just phrasing. If it's either, it's the conjunction. So if switch state, if it's either, we basically do this. And there you go. Okay, let's see the other problems. We don't have his child index, right? Okay, let's see. This is, oh, we're already taking simple rule. Simple rule has no explanation. Yeah. Here we're doing what? Same thing. There's gonna be a few of those that will need to be fixed. Here it's address. So what is the problem now with address? Bad descendants map. It was reason, right? Um, yeah. So reason, no. No interactive elements. Let's leave it as that. Then this is HTML. So what is the problem? No doctype in here. Yeah. I think this is self-explanatory. What is this? We're still in HTML. If valid HTML tags has child name. Yeah. What is this? Caption. I think we don't need next explanation in this case. Button. What is the problem? Raising content, but there must be no interactive content descendant and no descendant with the tab begins attribute specified. If the element is the first child of a select element, then it may also have 0 or 1 descendant selected content element. Okay, let's read again how this works. I guess here we're looking for the parent. Here we're saying if it has a parent and the parent is select and we are the first children, right? If the element is the first child of a select element, then it would also have what's called selected content. Okay, so here we set whether we are allowed, it said only one, right? Have 0 or 1 descendant selected content elements. Okay, so then down here we're saying if allows SC, we flip it to false. Oh. So this is more like reason. Man, this whole thing is so complicated to explain. No reason for now. Fuck it. Let's go fix the other ones. Too complicated. Age group. What is going on in here? Data list completions. We have a doc type in here, but this guy closes a bit too early. Wait a second. State. Switch. Element. Yeah. Switch must know all possibilities. Okay, header footer and nesting. TH. Mm-hmm. Validation for data list. Two remaining. Not in the main location in Union. Uh, oh shit. Main location is span, not name. Reach and reachable code. Oh, let's go. This is bad. We are falling through. How comes? Okay, where are we? We're validating data list. Uh, continue, unreachable, continue. Doc type, append error, and then continue. Still reaching unreachable code? Well, here we definitely do not. Actually, wait a second. Where are we? Yeah, this is after the switch. Where do we silently continue, huh? So either should be fine. This guy should be fine. There you go. Man, I wrote so many of these freaking things, huh? Okay, we finally build. Let's see. Data list, we're saying either freezing or option plus script supporting stuff. Fine. Okay. Also set the completion to true. Not bad. It suggests option first and then everything else. We select option. And then it only suggests option, script, and template. Perfect. Let's change this to a link. And now it only suggests other links. And if I put option, I get invalid nesting, but I would like also to see the message. I think it's maybe time to start implementing these better error reporting stuff. So let's take a look at errors. So error is this guy. We have print errors, which is not too enlightened of a way of printing errors, that's for sure. But I guess switch error tag, we're doing this here. I think we could change this to F. And then let me think for a second. I think having the error, like the error code is not bad. The error code is nice. And then there could be note lines. Like we print the error and then we print a note line. By the way, this has nothing to do with the LSP. This is the CLI tool. So, you know what? We can worry about the CLI tool later on. Okay, let's leave it as that. What does the LSP do? So every time the document changes, we call load file, and load file is the one that prints errors if they are present. Range, severity message. There we go. What's in here? Range, severity, code, integer string. Okay, let's put this in the code instead of the message. Code is an optional union, so code is going to be like this. Then we need message, code description. Human readable string describing the source of this diagnostic, e.g. TypeScript or superlint. It usually appears in the user interface. I guess source would be like HTML tokenizer or a versus HTML. Well, I think we can fill it. Yeah, if it's token. I guess. Okay, what else can you stuff in there? So message, tags, related information, an array of related analytic information, e.g. when simple names within a scope collide, all definitions can be marked via this property. Oh, that's what we want. That is what we want. Okay, and now we need to take a look at the errors. So I guess duplicate child is not telling us where the duplicate is. That fucking sucks. Let's change it. Now duplicate child requires you to know where the other one is. So the original is going to be a span. Okay. This is nice. We're gonna have to fix a bunch of code now that we have more requirements in the error reporting. But related information we can say. So what has related information? Duplicate child, invalid nesting. So dot duplicate child. Actually, what were we supposed to return here? It's a optional list of diagnostic related information. Okay, location and then message. Oh shit. Um. Let's say location. Document and range. Jesus. Something like this. And then that. Okay. Why don't we have request? Oh, we have doc. I guess we can do. Oh, we have URI. Okay. Okay. So this is duplicate child. Invalid nesting is going to be pretty much the same. Oh, I copied one too many. Message is reason. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's not document. Oh, it's just called URI. Okay. Okay. So we now do better with our reporting. But we're missing the message. Maybe we should. Okay, let's keep this as the message then. Let's keep this as the message. Let's see how this goes. Okay, but now we have other things that we need to fix in HTML AST, that's for sure. Yeah, now duplicate child wants us to recognize. So instead of has body, has head as optional U32, actually it's not that, it's an optional span. Duplicate attribute name. Let's go. Get or put, but what is this? String hash map of void? No, this is a string hash map of fans. Turns out. So if found existing, we append duplicate attribute name, gop. There you go. If it's not existing, then gop dot value ptr dot star is utter dot name. Okay. Did we fix everything? Okay, pretty cool. Okay, we're not doing good. No, we might. Okay, duplicate attribute name, but where's the rest of the context? Oh, wait, is it Helix not supporting this? I bet you that's Helix not supporting the extra logic. Let's go in VS Code. Duplicate attribute name. This comes from the HTML parser, so we see this. But we don't see the related info. That is disappointing. Where's the related info? Let's try duplicate child, maybe. Oh no. Where's my duplicate child complaint? Oh no. This got stuck. I think we crashed. I think we crashed. Hmm? Yeah, reach and unreachable code. Okay, let's try the multiple bodies thing in here. Why are we not crashing? Wait, no head. Missing child, wrong position, duplicate child. So this is all good. How did we crash this guy? So we're not crashing. So whatever we did to crash, I can't repro it. But also, these are not being reported as errors. That's bad. I think we crashed now. Yeah. Hello, Harold. Oh, there we go. Elements of root elements of clothing unreachable. Validate nesting. Oh, yeah. It's because we have SVG. That's the problem. Okay, so yeah, this is actually known. Okay, so I know what's going on now. But where's the diagnostics? Go to first definition declaration. There's a wait. There's a. I guess it's space mode. Oh, diagnostic speaker. Okay. Severity code message. Okay, so we would be able to show the code if we had this. But why are we not seeing any of the other stuff? Because we are definitely adding it. Is it really not supported by anybody? That seems weird, honestly. Related information. Tags related information. Let's see. An array of related diagnostic information. When the symbol names within a scope collide, all definitions can be marked. Yeah. Location and message. But I don't think I'm passing wrong information in there. I am correctly duplicating what we put in there. So this should not be a problem. What is the problem? Oh, also, Helix does not surface the origin of the thing. What if I zoom out? Do I get extra stuff? No. Okay, so this is all the information that we have at our disposal. Why are we not seeing this stuff in VS Code? Okay, let's remove SVG for a second because that's what's causing us to crash. So let's close this. Let's build WASM again. Oh, right. Oh, there we go. Yo, Giacomo. Thank you for the raid. Hello, everybody. Enjoy. Enjoy the HTML experience. So, for those who don't know, I'm working on a language server for HTML, and I'm going where apparently no man has gone before, which is implementing nesting rules in the LSP and tell you when you do things that you shouldn't do. For example, did you know that you cannot have more than one body inside of HTML? You probably could have guessed, even if you have never read the spec. There's a bunch of rules that are not obvious. So I'm implementing all of them. And now I'm trying to make this error reporting a little bit nicer. But there are some things. Oh, there we go. Oh, here it is. Okay. We got it. Okay, check this out. So, for example, invalid nesting. Let's remove this duplicate child. Let's add head because we need head. Okay, perfect. So this invalid nesting is bogus. I haven't implemented div yet. So let's change this to main. Okay, now we're happy. Let's add a duplicate attribute. Duplicate attribute name. But we're not seeing the original one. Oh, I think that's me. I think I have not implemented this. But duplicate... duplicate other things I should have. Yeah, I'm doing all of these, Giacomo. All of these. Check this out also. Okay, so this is not the best demo. Because of, you know what? Let me actually make a decent demo of this. Oh, and you know what? Not in VS Code. Let's do it in Helix. So check this out. So I should have taken my suggestion. So check this out. Foo bar bars. We have a few of these guys. This one doesn't have bars. This one either. This one has banana. I don't know. So check this out. I mouse over on foo and I do go to references and it shows me all elements that have the foo class. I do it on bars and I see the only two elements that have bars. And so you could basically I have go to references for classes. Plus all the other errors that you've been seeing that I'm implementing. So, yeah. By the way, can you imagine that nobody has done this? It's 2026. I don't know why. The state of web is weird. But not just web. I think the state of all of computing is interesting. We like live thinking that, you know, everything has been already invented. But that's not it. Not at all. Like, not even remotely. The critical stuff is still not done. So, like, think about it. Why do we not have this already? I don't know. In any case, we're gonna have it soon. Yeah, you know what? You want to know what people are fine with? People are fine with this. So this is, I'm gonna close my extension. By the way, sorry, add moment. I am working on these latest improvements still locally. I have not released them yet. But if you go to the Visual Studio Marketplace and you search for SuperHTML, the extension has already been published. It does do some validation for you. Again, all the fancy stuff, I'm still working on them. I will release them, I don't know, days from now, once I'm done implementing all the nesting errors. I'm 80% done. I still need to implement a few tags, but we're getting there. And after I'm done with these to-dos, I will publish everything anew. So you can already install it if you want. you will get auto formatting. Oh, auto formatting. Check this out. So again, this is another improvement that I haven't published yet, but check this out. Here's how it works. This is an idea stolen from Zig. You see how I have a list of attributes. If I place a space between the last attribute and diamond bracket and I save to trigger auto formatting. Oh, I have an error, so it's not auto formatting. Never mind. Let me take these errors out. Okay, and I save. I get vertical alignment of the attributes. And if I take this back and I reconnect it back, then I'm asking for horizontal alignment. So the idea is this: you add a bunch of stuff, right? And then you say, okay, no, it's too much. Let's put it vertically. So now it's vertical alignment. And then you say, oh, you know what? Actually, this guys I don't need anymore. This one I don't need anymore. Oh, now it doesn't need to stay vertical. So put it back. Let the auto formatter do the work for you. You showed it working on Helix. Is that native or configured? No, it is native. Or rather, semi-native in the sense that if you have Helix on your computer and you do HX health, you will see that for HTML, I should have done health HTML. You will see that for that HTML will look for SuperHTML in path automatically. So if you have SuperHTML in your path, it will be picked up automatically by Helix, any reasonably recent version. This was merged into Helix a while ago. You still need to get the CLI tool on your own, though. It's not bundled in Helix, but you know, no LSP is bundled in Helix. Yeah. So you can download the extension from VS Code. You can have it working in Helix. Next, I'm gonna try to see if the Z people are interested in this stuff. And yeah, also, by the way, for VS Code, you do not need the CLI tool. You might want to have the CLI tool because it's useful. It's not just an LSP. So you can do, when you run it, you can make it check for errors. You can do auto formatter, and then there's also the LSP, of course. What did I want to say? Well, that's it. Oh, by the way, my configuration here is custom. Like, for example, I think I have typos LSP configured for HTML, but I don't know if other. I don't think this is stock. But SuperHTML is stock for recent versions of Helix. Also, NVim LSP config has something for this stuff. Yes, but be careful because the Nix package, I don't know how well maintained it is. I don't think I maintain it myself, so yeah, the VS Code Lang server is a disaster in any case. Look, if it doesn't work, that's good, honestly. It's a complete disaster. Did you know that it used to also auto-format pre-tags? They fixed it eventually, thank God. But it really used to do this. I have a recording of it where you see it happen. Let's see, what does this one do? Oh yeah, this is showing. Okay, so here's what I'm demoing here. What I'm doing here is I'm using the LSP in VS Code, and here's how it works. The well, specifically the auto formatting here. You see that here I'm deleting the closing tag of the div, and I'm self-closing the div. Spoilers: self-closing tags do not exist in HTML. And the spec tells browsers to ignore the self-closing slash. So for the browser, this div is still open because the final slash is ignored. And so look at what the auto formatter does. The auto formatter doesn't make a distinction between HTML and XHTML and XML in general. So what happens is that it thinks that the XML stuff applies here. And so since this div self-closes, then this P is a sibling. It is not a sibling. It's still nested inside the div. Try it out in your browser. And this auto formatter thing is like, it's misleading. It's lying to you. You want to see what happens if you try to do this in SuperHTML? HTML elements can't self-close. It's not HTML. Well, I mean, JSX can do whatever it wants, right? It's JSX. XHTML can do whatever it wants. It's XHTML. But HTML cannot self-close. And this thing is like what you were seeing here. This is misleading. This is, I actually fell for this originally. Before I read the actual spec, I thought, oh, wow, so you can do this. No, you can't. This thing is lying to you. Let me show you other demos. No, this is another thing. Let's see this one. Oh no, this is my auto formatter. What about this one? Oh, check this one out. So this one is this is Z, but Z is also using the same LSP for HTML that comes with VS Code. Like everybody is using the VS Code one. Like people also were mentioning it earlier. So look what it used to do. This has been fixed, thankfully. But oh no, this one works fine. Okay, this one respects priori. Wait, what? Oh no, it's also going insane. It respects PRE, but then it auto formats the curly, like the diamond bracket down here. I don't know what's going on there. So this is messy. Let's see if I can find the VS Code one. No, this is not it. This is not it. This is what I was doing earlier. Is this light one? No. This one? No. Okay, I can't find it, but I have it somewhere. In any case, it's messy. And even without the recordings, like I can show you today in any case that still things are in a really weird state. For example, it doesn't complain about wrong HTML. It even has bad suggestions. Like, I have suggestion turned off, I think. So settings, HTML suggest. Let me re-enable suggestions. So I open body. I get the suggestions menu. It suggests everything, including closing body. But man, I'm closing body right below. Why are you suggesting me to close body if it's already closed? And then here's another one. Like, so P, let me tell you, you cannot put a div into P, and yet it will be suggested to you anyway. Let me scroll down so you can see it, not from autocomplete, but directly. It will suggest div because it doesn't have any knowledge of nesting rules. I don't know. It's a mess. And people are confused by all this stuff because all this tooling is just imprecise and not doing the work to be good. You know, another thing that I have issues with is prettier. Some people were opened an issue on SuperHTML saying that it's unfortunate that they would like to use SuperHTML, but it has trouble with prettier because prettier adds self-closing tags for void tags. And their whole thing is, yeah, it's fine. We decided during the development of HTML formatting that this to go with the slash style for void elements. It is not a style. There is a spec that you have to follow if you're implementing something for a file format. The spec is not good. The HTML spec is not good. But man, this is not a style choice. It's not a style choice. Because what you're doing is that you make it more problematic for people that do the right thing to keep doing the right thing. You force everybody into your imprecise way of doing things. So it is not a style. And so they say, yeah, and since it's an opinionated formatter, and you can be opinionated. My formatter is opinionated right now. There's no config, and the only formatting that you get is this or this. And you can do the same also for other things. For example, here, let me I pull in, if I remove this space, then I'm basically asking for the element to be pulled up horizontally. And if I put a space in here, then we get vertical alignment. So, but this is being opinionated. This is being opinionated, saying that you only have these two configurations, and you know, maybe somebody could reasonably say, well, but I like this for some reason, and like you would want to do this. That's fair. But man, come on, slashes are not a matter of opinion, man. Slashes are explicitly ruled out by the spec. So, in any case, this is the state of things. That said, let me tell you, it's not glamorous what I'm doing, not at all. There is a ton of weird rules that I need to implement, and it's just tedious. And I'm being really slow and making progress. In any case, right now I'm debugging this stuff because I would like to show related information to my errors, but it's not really showing up, and I don't know why. So let me boot up VS Code again. Let me turn off HTML suggestions because I want my suggestions, not the built-in ones. So, okay. Here we duplicate child. We have this information. Oh, we do have information about the original child. It's just not this is not something that is particularly good to look at. Oh, right. It's on me. I have to implement duplicate attribute. So let me copy this. And this is duplicate author. Author, right? Attribute. No definition found. What is it? Duplicate attribute name. Okay, well, that's very explicit. Okay, and it contains a span. And this is original attribute. Okay, let's see. So take these guys out. We had another ID. Duplicate attribute name, yes. Oh, and this, okay, so the way it works is that you see here, you see the squigglies where the thing is. It does tell, oh, okay, duplicate attribute name. Okay, so this is where I should put like a better textual description. Then we say that this comes from the HTML parser, and this is the error code, duplicate attribute name. This is where the original attribute is. So it's not shown in the UI, but it is shown in here. And then it has, and then this other thing doesn't come from me. This comes from the built-in LSP. Cool. So you can click here and it moves the cursor, but it doesn't show it visually to you. That's fine. Does it have a custom reusable component thing? Huh? Who? If you're asking whether I support web components, the answer is, so if you say banana in a element, apparently nothing happens. Why nothing happens? Oh, because I haven't implemented div. Is that it? Let me put it outside here. Why is it not complaining? Okay, so this is weirdish. What? Oh, right. No, that makes sense. Okay. Bye, Giacomo. Thank you for the raid. So the way it works is that we don't look at nesting rules until you fix these errors here. Okay, so we fix this. Now we see all the other errors. And yes, so I tell you that this is an invalid tag name. The banana is not a valid HTML element. That said, if you call it banana, now it's fine. Why? because HTML components have a dash, like HTML web component elements have a dash in their name. They are required to. And so if they have a dash, I'm fine with it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. But, there's no real way of knowing what that thing is supposed to do. So we leave it as that. Okay, so we are correctly sharing more information. We're still not printing out cool error names for these things, but still not better. Okay, so we're kind of done some of the improvements. I guess we could change message to be error.tag. Um, maybe string or like sentence human. Why are you like this, man? What's the keybind for killing everything till the end of the line? I guess it would be select everything to the end of the line, right? So it would be, I guess, visual mode. Oh, right. It's visual and then capital D. Are you guys giving me Vim keybinds? No, I think it's visual and then go to line end and then delete. There we go. Okay, so now we have it, and then it's gonna be like a string and then comma. There we go, token. Syntax error, wrong position. Missing child. The problem is that some of these guys would like to tell you more than just this. They would like to format. I think this should be like a formatter. At this point. We do it like this. Hmm. Yeah. So there you go. Okay, so we have FMT. Oh, it needs a format. Okay. There you go. Not bad. Missing child, head. Element in wrong position should be second. These errors are nice. I think invalid nesting should be nicer though. Invalid nesting should tell you, should say invalid nesting under element name, invalid nesting under element name, colon reason. So this is more complicated than this. So let's do it this way. Pub function fmt. T is this. Then source is const8. Turns a type. Well, no, it does not return a type. It returns a formatter. Pub const formatter. Actually, no pub. Doesn't need to be pub. There we go. So you call fmt, you get a formatter, ambiguous reference. The fuck? Tag.formatter. You happy now? This guy has format. Okay, now we have sources, so we can do something more than what we could do before. So we can say invalid nesting under this. I guess here we kind of need to switch. There we go. Invalid nesting under s, which is gonna be in.span .slice source. Oh, right. So actually, yeah, I guess this is fine. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, we happy now? So this is fine. This is, oh, there we go. Okay, let's see how it goes now. All right, we need to change usage code. Print format error.tag.fmt doc.source. There we go. Invalid nesting under div. Element in wrong position should be second. What were some of the weirdo rules? If we are inside AP, then we can't put a div. Invalid nesting under P. Yes. What if we put an A? It still says invalid nesting under P. This is correct. This is correct. This is pretty good. Is head presenting body a spec rule? It is. Yes. Yes. It is indeed. Let's see, what were you guys saying? Have you ever, or maybe when was the last time you tried using an editor with zero LSP IDE features enabled? It's been a while, but I used to have Sublime Text as my main editor, and it didn't have any of this stuff. So I don't know. I think LSPs are nice. At the end of the day, this is the kind of tooling that you, roughly speaking, would want to have anyway. It's just that LSP makes it fungible. That's the entirety of it. Like, if you think about it, there's a bunch of downsides to LSP, but it makes these things fungible. Like, you can move them around. You're not tied to one editor. And I think ultimately it does. It did help improve the overall state of these things. So it is what it is. When I tried Odin, terrible developer experience, no LSP, no autocomplete. But that's because Gingerbill, I believe, Gingerbill does not believe in LSPs and anything of that kind. So yeah, this is, I mean, he's part of a cultural current in the handmade network that is, I don't know, in my opinion, particularly short-sighted. They see that certain things are wrong, but they take their disagreement to an extreme because they have to be contrarians, and they have built quirky personalities around all this stuff. So I don't know, let them have their fun. I'm happy to have an LSP that reports errors when you write wrong HTML. So I think duplicate attribute names should not prevent these other errors from showing up, though. There is a Odin language server available. Yeah, somebody made it, but it's not really endorsed, right? Okay. Also, that said, I'm surprised. I mean, considering how Odin lacks any kind of metaprogramming at com time, and that generics are written explicitly, as far as I'm aware, I'm surprised that the LSP doesn't just work. I believe that they don't have to do a lot of work to make it work. That said, I didn't work on ZLS, so I cannot speak from first-hand experience. Okay, so we have everything that we desired. I want to see one of the weirdo explanations for this stuff. So what was the rule? One is that... what is the last thing that I've implemented? data list. Okay, let's move data list in here. Let's move this. Let's remove this. Everybody's happy now. We have a data list, and now we have an option. Invalid nesting under data list. Data list is in option mode. Not bad. Invalid nesting under data list. Data list is in phrasing mode. Not bad. Audio. Oh, source is void tag. Oh, we don't have the nice errors for void tags that you think need to be closed. Invalid nesting under body. No. This is a bug. Source is saying invalid nesting under body, but that's not really it. Let's go fix it. Oh, that's why, because it's transparent. The problem, though, is it is transparent, but certain violations are because of something else. So if we are in source mode and we see something that is in source, we move to track. If what we see is not track, then we move to something else. And we apply the ancestor rules. But I think we need to do this. If we are in track mode and we see source, then we need special invalid nesting. We need to check again in here, and we need to say, we need to do this ourselves, like this. If what we see is not track, then we look at ancestor, and then we validate with the ancestor rule, and we move to rest. I don't think this is implemented correctly. Let me think about it more. If you are in track mode and we see something that is source, we should complain. We should say this is invalid nesting. And we should say reason. Source elements must be above track elements. And then we can continue. And this is not negated. Then if what we see is not track, so it's not track, it's not source. Okay, I think it's like this. Okay, let's think about it again. So we are in track mode. We see a source. We complain with a special reason because they have a special meaning. We see a track. Then we see something that is not a track. Okay, so we're done with tracks. But before we switch state, now you know what we need to do. We can't do it this way. Holy shit, this was cursed. If we see something that is not track, we need to switch state right away. Then we do this in the other state. Yeah. Okay, we're having like trouble with curlies. So we switch state. Otherwise, we stay where we are. Otherwise, we stay where we are. Yes. Let's do it without fall off. Then the rest is if you're in rest mode and we see something called source, then we say track elements must be between source and all other elements. Oh, and we need to repeat also the test for, sorry, this is track. And we need to repeat also the test for source. But then if we see these guys, then we complain. And then here we are applying the transparent rule. The problem is that we're kind of doing it wrong. Oh God, I'm realizing how cursed this is to implement correctly only now. Only now I'm realizing how cursed this is. And I'm realizing that rules should be iterators. Only now I realize that the rules should be iterators. Yeah, this is wrong. And the fact that we also need to repeat these tests is also another symptom that what we're doing is problematic. Yep. Okay. So this is wrong, but I made it better. Cool. There we go. Invalid nesting under audio. Source elements must be above track elements. Yeah, invalid nesting under audio. And then it also says invalid nesting under body. Yeah, and this is because, okay, so the fact that we see this error, this is a symptom of what I was saying, that we're applying wrong rules. But it's a good first approximation. Okay, so this is nice. Cool. Okay, so we did this basically. What is it? Better error names. Totally done it. We totally did this. We're in a beautiful situation right now when it comes to those errors. Let's continue with these elements. It's unfortunate though that we have introduced some mistakes in our approach here, and those mistakes are annoying to fix, but they can be fixed. It's okay. Let's make progress so that we can reach like some kind of checkpoint, and then we can come back and redo things after the fact, I think. In any case, we're gonna need some fuzzing, that's for sure. Okay, so we have done data list. Next is details. Let's go do details. One summary element followed by flow content. Okay. No, it was details, right? That contains one summary. Okay. Well, child IDX different than 0, we do stuff. Well, first I think we want to test the first child index, right? We said that it has to be present, it has to be summary. One summary element, so the summary is necessary, which means that this is the moment where we whip out missing child and duplicate child. Except that we cannot whip out duplicate child with the current architecture. Oh man, now I feel it. Now I feel the mistake that I made so strongly. Yeah. Rules should not run for all children. Rules should be something that you iterate on. The problem though is that they might need special things. Like if I need to apply a rule that wants to say something about the first child, how the fuck do I do this? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Okay. So missing child is going to be summary. Well, actually, we don't know if it's missing. So how do we model this stuff? We see a first child that is... We should probably actually skip comments. Oh, right. You know what? I'm realizing that if we want to do this correctly, we would need to skip comments. Okay, yeah, we don't do it outside. We do it in the while loop then. That's how it has to be. Actually, should we move first if we see a dog type? I don't think we should move first if we see a dog type. If we have already seen summary, then it's a duplicate field. Yeah, I think this doesn't need to be like this. This can just be a boolean, like an optional. Oh, was it phrasing or flow? Phrasing? Flow. Oh, you know, also what I've been forgetting about. Shit. Web components. Web components are fine everywhere. So like we don't put rules for them. So we should also do this. Man, I forgot also this in so many places. In any case, we equaling in our case summary. If it's the first one, great. If it's another one, duplicate. Look at flow tags. Oh, there you go. This is it. Yeah, this is an actually correct implementation of this stuff. Actually, this is wrong. If it has this, then it's invalid nesting. And I don't think it needs a particular reason. There's another thing. In both cases here, if we have seen something else, oh, there's also text. What do we do with text? I think, does Flow allow text? Yes. I guess from here we can put it defer from here on out. As summary. So there we go. The purpose is false. If it has summary, but here we see summary, and the question is, was it first or not? Um, if it's not, if we have summary that is not first, let me think about the first second. So what I want to keep track is whether the summary that we found, is there a summary in first position or not? I think that should drive some of the error reporting. Duplicate field. If there is already a summary, it is a duplicate field. But the first one here, we might want to put on, we might want to error that out as well. I think it, okay, I think it's like here. So if we're here, and if it's not first, then we need to put an error. Wrong order, not first. I think this is how it should be. Okay. And then we need to suggest completions. Ooh. Ooh. Baba de Bois. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. So maybe I should do a demo for the people watching. So hello, everybody. You have fall into the pit of hell because we are implementing the HTML spec. I'm sorry. It's pain. It's a lot of pain. But this is what you get at the end. I'm implementing a language server that can actually tell you for real when you do things wrong. So, for example, the audio element has an interesting set of rules. First, you have sources, then you have tracks, and then you can have anything else. So here, if your element doesn't have any source or track, I suggest you first those two and then the rest. So we put a source. Oh, sorry, it's a void tag, I forgot. Then track. If I move a track above, it will tell you, wait, invalid nesting under audio. Source elements must be above track elements. And same if you put, something else. It will tell you. In any case, these are the kind of stuff that we were doing. Check this out. Duplicate attributes. It will tell you if you have duplicate attributes. Then check this out. These are classes. Oh, also, these are classes. Look at these. I can do. I'm gonna add buzz. So you see that this guy has buzz. This guy has buzz. Oh, you know what? Also, let me go back to vertical alignment. Okay, let's keep buzz here. So go to references on a class name, and it tells you all the classes, all the elements that have that class name. So I'm basically implementing everything that there is to know about HTML in a language server, so you can stop writing wrong HTML. You might not believe this, but nobody has done this work before. I'm the first one. And so now I'm basically trying to design good error reporting that gives you, good errors. Okay, and now we need to, and also auto completion. So we are inside of details. So the rule for details is one summary element followed by flow content. So the question is, does it have a summary? If it does have a summary, then we if it does have a summary, Then we do not suggest summary. Wait, out of curiosity, does flow contain summary? It does not. Okay. So we need to detect if there is a summary element or not. So it's kind of like the validate implementation with just some critical differences. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste in here. Okay. Okay, first child index. Also, we are definitely going to need the arena. So if this is 0, then we return what? More than returning, this is something like const needs summary. And the work that we're doing here is to answer this question. So here, more than return, we say break VLK with true. It does need summary. And we say first has summary. We kind of don't care about this stuff because we're gonna break out as soon as that becomes important to us. Yeah. You know what? This is literally for us a search. Continue. Comment doc type text continue. First, we don't care about do tokenize. And basically we want to do this. If it has summary, then we break with true. And that's it. Everything else we don't care. Okay, so if it does not need summary, oh, I think we can do it this way. Oh, but wait, flow tags are already sorted? Oh no, they're not. Oh Jesus. That is the point, huh? Okay, let's see how we're doing. We need to create a function parameter for details. Sorry, a tag. New function parameter rule IDX. Yeah. Oh, here we never put the error for doc type. Wrong position. Okay, details. Suggest summary first. Good. It's still suggesting summary. It should now suggest summary. That's bad. But we do say that it's a duplicate child. Element in wrong position should be first. Perfect. Okay, we are messing up the suggestions for completions. Need summary. If there is no children, yes, it needs a summary. While there are children, if we see a summary, we no, we break with false. Otherwise, we break with true. There you go. Okay, I messed up these two conditions. No, those keys are not sorted. They are sorted by length. They're not sorted alphabetically. Yeah, I could make a copy of them sorted somewhere else, and I should do that. The problem is that I know that this approach is already not fully correct, so I'm using it for now just to make progress so that we can be done with a first pass to this. But the correct solution is actually different. I learned as I was doing it. So yeah, for now we just make it work. Oh, did we crash? We crashed. What did we do wrong? Access to union field tag name while field text is active. Did we? Oh. Well, but what? What? 2598? Okay. Nice, good catch. Actually, no, this is where's the missing child? We should say that it's a missing child. Where's my missing child? So details. Guess it's like this. If we got to the end of this, if it doesn't have any summary, then we need to complain about the missing child. Oh fuck. No. This was okay like this. It's this guy that need to be fixed. Did I put this in the right place? Yeah. Why was child fine? Oh, because it's a var that we put outside and that's not good. There we go. Missing child summary. Perfect. Whew. Okay, so we're done with details. There is still so many to go, man. We're almost there, but not quite there yet, man. It's so much work, each one of these guys, even the simple ones, and then the ones that are not simple at all. Heartbreaking. And also, I'm realizing as I was doing this and I put in some effort, I realized how many details I forgot in a ton of the other ones, like checking for for example, web components, complaining about nested doc types. This is pain. This is pain. But we're almost there. We can't stop. Do you check if a class name is duplicate? I do not. I currently do not. I could. Yes, I should. Good point. I think they should be warnings. Maybe. You know what? I actually don't know what the spec says about this because CSS is not really something that I'm doing too much with for now. But I could certainly do the duplicate class name checking. That's for sure. Do we put it as an error though? I think, to be honest, is there even a point in making these things anything other than an error? Like, just fix your fucking HTML, right? Although, to be fair, if you're looking at generated HTML, um, then I guess maybe duplicated classes are not the end of the world. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Hmm. I'm thinking of other ways of implementing this. Like, I'm realizing that my approach to this error checking is currently is just suboptimal. The problem is that I had really no way of knowing before doing it. I had to see all the. I haven't even seen all of them yet. Like, I now have discovered a few different variations of what we can be asked to do, but we don't even know all of them yet. So we necessarily have to do it wrong before we are able to do it right, because there's just no way. Like, it's impossible to get the approach right until you see the full set of rules. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna, I don't know, eat a banana or something. Like, I'm gonna eat a fruit, get some sugar in my system, and then we tackle dialogue. Let's see. I'll leave you with what dialogue has in. Oh wait, what? Never mind. Yo, done. Okay, we did. Dialogue is done. Div. If the element is a child of a DL element, one or more DT elements followed by one or more DT elements, optionally intermixed with script supporting elements. Otherwise, if the element is a descendant of an option element, zero or more option inner content elements. Otherwise, if the element is a descendant of an opt group element, zero or more opt group element inner content elements. Otherwise, if the element is a descendant of a select element, zero or more select element inner content elements. Otherwise, flow content. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. I ate a banana. Had a brief moment of happiness. Time to do some more HTML. Whew. Okay. Let's go implement div. Okay. So, div. Let's copy. Let's copy here the thing. If the element is a child of a DL element, if the element is wait. If it's a child of a DL element, so the L is our immediate parent. Maybe we can put a new line in here. And in here. Okay, so is there a chance Bork will have YouTube support at some point? It does have YouTube support. Let's see if it's still working or if it worked itself. It does, but I think YouTube is borked right now. Or you know what? Maybe let me do it this way. If I reboot Bork, oh, there you go. We got booted out by YouTube. YouTube. Okay, so now this is coming from YouTube. It's not perfect. It craps itself at some point, but I'm gonna fix it with the new IO stuff. Yeah, kinda like that. Exactly. Because there's no better way of doing it. Like YouTube chat is a disaster. A complete disaster. So if it's a child of a DL element, otherwise. Wait, how many otherwises are there? Otherwise. And then otherwise. Okay. Child of ADL element, descendant of an option element, descendant of an outgroup element, descendant of a select element. So I guess our first job is to see where we are. So const, I guess I'm gonna call it parent nesting. It's Actually, nesting. Enum is going to be DL option opt group select none. And our first job is to figure this out. Where are we nested? Parent index equals. Oh, we already have parent index. Let's call it ancestor. Ancestor index starts at ourselves, parent index. What am I doing? So ancestor index, and then we say, and this should be A, I guess. Is it a problem? Yeah, it shadows. Okay, this is the ancestor, and then we say let's see, this is why I don't have YouTube chopping in my stream, and for actually reading it, I pop it into Firefox. Yeah, I want to have a unified system, and the way I do it is that, so you see how you pull, you said you pull every 0.5 seconds. No, I actually do, so to be precise, I pull at a frequency where actually you don't drain API key usage right away. So you can have a very long stream and still not run out of your API key. The problem is that, as you can see, stuff expires though, as like some token can expire while it's running, and I don't know if it was my renewal code that failed or if it's just something else. So in any case, yeah, the state of chat on YouTube is a complete disaster. Shouldn't be surprising though. It's an ad company. They barely know how to do ads. How do you expect them to know how to do anything else? Why is an ad company that owns YouTube? Like, why? Sure, they know how to stuff hard drives full of data, I guess, and they have a cloud that can host it. So it's not. They do have some related skill set, but man, they suck at managing YouTube. But past that, past like the infrastructure, they suck at managing YouTube in a way that is unfathomable. But one file at a time. So now it's HTML. Well, if it's an ancestor, then it's obviously an element. So we can grab the name. Okay, so at the end of this thing, we should know what our nesting state is. So in this first case, one or more DT elements followed by one or more DD elements. Man. This is, by the way, the same work that we're going to need to do also in the other case here for suggestions. So I'm just going to copy it over. Doesn't hurt. Okay, so position nesting. So none is going to be just flow content, I guess. So we can literally just do this. Not the greatest solution, but it works. Try rule.flow tags dot actually no flow dot simple dot validate. So if we are in a known case, then we want just the flow simple validate solution. Nothing more, nothing less. In other ones, then we have to do the other weirdo thingies. Although, you know what I'm thinking? So basically, we are kind of rerouting. This is what we're doing. It's actually not that complicated, I think. You know, I bet you that all these guys have worked the same way. We don't inline else. Hmm. Yeah, let's take a look. Opt group, select option and DL. Oh no, I haven't implemented any of them. Oh no. Really? DL not implemented. Fuck. Opt group. Not implemented. Option not implemented. Oh, that's annoying. But we should be able to do it. Hey Matt. Yeah, this is terrible. Um Actually, you know what? We can do it like this. Okay, something along these lines. Really just something along these lines. The problem is that we need to implement a DL option and opt group. We don't have them yet. And select. So this is all depending on things that we haven't implemented yet. That's unfortunate. But the assumption is that they are the same, right? Yeah. It respects, it's kind of almost as if it were transparent, basically. This is like transparent stuff in a sense. Although here says optionally intermix with script supporting elements. In the other ones, it doesn't mention that. So I'm curious to see if this is an addition made here, or if this is also true of the L. I guess the next one that the first one that we implement is the L then. We have this thing here that we haven't implemented though. Oh, that's bad. But we can actually. This is not a big deal. So we grab next thing like in the other case. And then here we do this, but with the other function. So rule is based on nesting. And then we call simple.completions. Completions FN. Arena. Nodes, no error. No ancestor rule, I think. Let's see. Hey, Lars, I think I found a bug in the Z compiler. For example, I was expecting e2.f2 to contain 0x4 at the end of the function. Should I raise an issue? Are you swapping stuff in place? Yeah, I'll leave mlag to reply to this one. But it's working as currently intended. There's an open issue for this already. I don't remember the name. Perfect. Struct rules doesn't have DL. Yes, so this is currently the problem. Okay. We need to go implement a DL in company. So we'll return to div in a moment. Let's take a look at DL. Man, the complexity. 0 more groups, each consisting of what is a group? What is a group? Consisting of one or more DT elements followed by one or more DD elements. Okay, so it's like DT and then DD, DT, DD, DT, DD, followed by one or more global optional intermix with script supporting elements, or one or more div elements optionally intermixed with script supporting elements. This is a new curveball. So here's the problem. We kind of cannot define these things. So what I was doing earlier was defining div as a function of the L, but the L also defines itself as a function of div. There we go. Here's the reply. Short version, you're hitting 12064. It has some intentionally fancy semantics around struct assignments right now. They have some advantages, but they also come with foot guns. Yep. They might be removing the language feature for that reason, but it's not yet decided. Yeah, no worries, X2. Oh, man. I just realized that I have the stream on YouTube and it's set to privacy private. YouTube, why are you doing this to me, man? I just noticed now. Bro. Okay, now it's public. YouTube, why are you like this? Okay. So how do we solve this? DL needs to be implemented basically from scratch, I think. So let's imagine that we do check for DT and DD. The problem is that, so this means that we cannot redirect to DL from div, because div, if we redirect the definition of div to the one of DL, the problem if we do that is that the L allows nested div elements, so that will allow us, that will mean that we will not be erroring out if there are like a div that nests inside of a div inside of a div. We will not error out. Well, we need to error out. That is a wrong condition. So it means that all of these guys need to be implemented independently. They basically share most of the functionality, but not all of it. That is pain. That is very painful. So here's what I think. I think that I'm gonna stop here today. So I'm gonna continue this tomorrow, I think. We did make some progress, but man, at what cost, huh? So we are close. You know what? I'm gonna take out the done from div because it's definitely not done. So these guys are all interconnected in weird ways, basically. And it would be nice to be able to do code reuse among them. It can be done. It's just annoying. So yeah, tomorrow I guess we're gonna continue from here. I expect to make more progress, but we did make progress when it comes to error messages. Those were fine. The new error messages are really cool. So template 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 tags remaining. 20 tags remaining. And we're done. The div ones are real pain though. Holy cow. But I'm really happy with the new error messages. They look delightful. Missing child summary. I love it. Double missing child summary. Yeah, I know what we're triggering this. It's because of the anchor. The anchor is triggering this error twice. Oh no. I now understand the error in my ways. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So thank you all for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Let me see if there's anybody that I should raid. Zig? Is that another cable doing actual Zig this time? Oh yeah. Well, go say hi.